When you think of Mexico, you always picture pristine beaches, really nice resorts, maybe a cute little town where the expats go, and the spiritual people go, and they move there and have a good time in the winter. That's also the image that we had. Well, we got a different impression from this place, and we're gonna share with you some things that they don't tell you about Mexico before you get here. The first place we went to was Tulum, and Tulum is known around the expat community as this is where the wealthy go. It's close to the beach, you know, it's beautiful in every way, right? This was the impression people gave us. It was a shock.
You know, there is a difference between third world country and advanced countries, and of course we have a certain expectations, we have a certain standard, but we were not expecting that from Mexico, because
from Tulum in specifically
from Tulum, because they were selling it as this place where there is this
where the rich people are.
Yeah.
I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. You know, I've been around Turkey. I know what poverty looks like. But this was something I was not prepared for. So we came to our first Airbnb, and at first we couldn't find it because it looked nothing like in the pictures. In the pictures it looked cute, like, you know, clean, nice, and we couldn't find anything that looked like that in this area. It was like a really, really low income area, and you could tell. So that was a big shock. And then we went in, and it was a hole, and there was no hot water. They were advertising like a kitchen. There was not really a kitchen. It was just this like rusty old little stove. Everywhere we went there's a smell of mold, like really strong smell of mold. Even in this place, which is like a nicer place, as you can see, there's a really strong smell of mold, especially in the kitchen and in the upstairs second bedroom. What did you think of the first place?
I had a hunch. Do you say hunch?
A hunch?
Yeah. I had a feeling that the first Airbnb was not going to be good. That's because I've been in so many Airbnbs, and I just have like a kind of Airbnb radar. But I wasn't expecting it being that bad. It wasn't up to our standards of cleanliness.
Yeah.
It wasn't up to my standards of having the basics that you need to cook.
It was so dirty under the bed. Like it hadn't been vacuumed in ages, and the whole floors, walls, everything was concrete. We immediately contacted Airbnb, and I was able to get a refund for that place, and we didn't stay more than one night in that place. But one thing that it really shook us was, wow, like where did we come to? This can't possibly be the rich part, you know, of Mexico where the expats go, but it is. We were lucky enough that we booked another place in a more fancy part of town. I guess it's called La Valeta.
Up and coming neighborhood of Tulum, La Valeta.
So if you're ever gonna go to Tulum, at least my tip is book something, a really nice looking place in La Valeta, because the rest, it might look okay on Airbnb, but once you get there, you're gonna realize it's really bad compared to any standards like in the US, in Canada, and Europe. So the second place was really, really nice. But funnily enough, we were there when the Hurricane Delta hit.
This is Hurricane Delta.
Hurricane Delta.
And this one is a beast, an absolutely huge major hurricane.
So it will become a major Category 4 hurricane by sometime later tonight.
This is not good news for places like Cancun.
So as you can see, it's all boarded up and the windows there. Let me give you a little tour. This is the washroom. We already made a mess, so don't mind us, okay? We're just messy. We're charging all of our devices because they said they're gonna cut out the electricity. So I don't know how long we're not gonna have electricity for.
Yeah, we look like two kids that really we need some babysitting, you guys.
Yeah, you were saying that you want somebody to take care of.
Yeah. Now we're in the new place,
And we're waiting for a fucking hurricane.
Exactly.
Which we didn't know was happening. You guys, a Category 4 hurricane is like Katrina. Even this morning we didn't know. We were like blissfully ignorant. I asked you, do they get hurricanes around here? I said, no, not really.
No, in fact, she asked me, so do they get hurricanes? I said, not really. We are very protected, sure. 1 hour later.
Looks like the eye was on the very south strip of Cancun, so at that very tip down there. But it was north of Playa Del Carmen, and but just south of Cancun, which brought the worst of the hurricane into Cancun.
You know, the owner calls and says, yeah, there's this hurricane. So make sure that if it gets really bad, that you can
hide in the shower.
Hide in the shower.
Because it's farthest away
You
from
guys,
all the windows.
this is the second time in my life I have to think about saving my life by hiding in the shower. The first time was on Maui when there was the false alarm of nuclear attack from North Korea. And this is the second time. But they did a good job too.
Although I'm pretty sure the shower wouldn't have saved us if it was an actual nuke, but that's okay.
Yeah. They did a very good job taping the windows and also putting panels.
Boarding them up.
Yes, we feel quite safe. The second place experience was better in terms of place, in terms of owner.
But still, we were in a place where it's like the richest houses are next to the poorest houses.
Yes.
And this is something that is really quite jarring.
Yeah.
Like you're driving, there's this really fancy mansion. They're gonna build this amazing villa with pool and, you know, crazy luxury.
And this is
right
what they
next
show
to the
you.
slums.
Yeah, this is what they show you. Luxury condos in La Velletta, Tulum, whatever. And you look up on Tulum because you know that Tulum is the best place where to be, like a very up and coming, as they say, and with lots of people into yoga and a healthy way of living, blah, blah, blah. And they show you in the pictures the beautiful building they're about to build, but they don't show you the surrounding. They don't show you the shacks and
the unpaved roads, the potholes.
Yes, driving in this country. I thought southern Italy, driving in Cosenza. I want to say that for all the people from Cosenza. Like I remember when I was driving Cosenza, you have no lines separating the lanes, so you have cars coming from left, right, you don't understand anything. It's total mayhem. Here, it's even worse. Not only you don't have the lanes separated by the visible lines, but you have these speed bumps.
And they're invisible because they don't paint them any like color.
Yeah.
It's the color of the road. So there were so many times where she had to brake so hard that I thought we were getting a car crash.
Yes, I was like realizing
it's a speed bump.
Exactly at the last moment, and you really have to slow down, and put in first gear. By the way, I'm driving a manual.
The last thing that really disappointed us about Mexico was the beaches. Now,
Don't get me
wrong.
Biggest.
Don't get me wrong. There's beautiful beaches. Like the water can be nice and the beaches can be nice. But here's the thing. All the nice beaches are taken by the resorts.
Yeah.
And they say that, all the beaches in Mexico are public. It's against the law for them not to be public. But the roads that drive up to the beaches are private and they're owned by these resorts. So you can't actually drive to the beach without paying the resort. Especially in Playa del Carmen, because now we're in Playa del Carmen.
Yeah.
To find
Tulum
a
was
public
easier.
beach.
In Tulum was easier.
Yeah, in Tulum was a bit easier. But we had to try really hard and we could only find one beach where there was like public, where we could park the car and actually walk to the beach, which is still a bit of a walk, by the way. It's not right at the beach. Don't think you can rent this really nice villa in Playa del Carmen. Oh, it's close to the beach. You know, I can go to the beach every day. Don't think that, because you're gonna have that really nice villa, but no access to the freaking beach. And people
not
don't
only,
talk about
most of the beaches, they have this awful smell of sargassum.
I don't know. There's a lot of seaweed like up on the beach, and it smells like it's sewers. That's how bad it smells.
Or rotten eggs.
Or rotten
Just
eggs, yeah. Like
picture that.
sulfurous.
Walking towards the resorts where we go, the smell is
up.
less, unless there is the wind bringing
Because they
it.
clean it up for the resort.
They clean it up, of course. I was comparing that with Maui. Maui, you drive and the landscape is amazing. You see the mountains and you see the ocean.
And you can just park and walk right into the beach.
Exactly. You just go to the beach, anywhere.
You know why it is? It's because, you know, this place is built on the tourism thing and they want to make as much money as possible because, you know, they're poor, like they need the money. So
they need the money, yes.
They make it in a way where you have to pay to go. This brings me to my next point, which is that you think it's going to be cheap. Thing is, if you want just a middle class experience, you have to pay the luxury, because if you don't, you're going to get a really poor experience. Like, I don't know how to put this like in a nice way. So we ended up spending more money here for 1 month than we ended up spending in Vancouver. Crazy to say that, because Vancouver is Canadian dollars, Vancouver Island.
But wait a second, I must add that we happened to be in Vancouver during COVID and all the prices were reduced.
Yeah, we were lucky with that, but still, there's no transparency of the prices. right? And there's always unexpected costs.
So I did everything before coming here to have the right papers to show that my credit card is actually covering all the car insurance that I need. And I prepared the paper from my insurance company saying that they actually cover all this coverage even in Mexico as required by their fine print. And yet they found a way to go around it and say, oh, you needed a stamp, you need the official paper with a stamp, but it's not written.
They're gonna get that money from you no matter what. Like, I feel like even if you had the stamp
Yes.
to the T, they would find another loophole.
It's like the same with tips, basically. They
restaurants,
charge
yeah.
you sometimes more than the price because they want to get from you a tip. Don't do that. If you are super honest, I will tip you anyway. I will tip you more than what you are asking by adding more, because you have to take a photograph of the menu to remember how much each item you are buying at a restaurant costs. Otherwise, you will notice they will actually
Put
more on the bill.
And I feel that the Airbnb being really run down was one of those unexpected costs. Like, how can you predict that if it looks nice on the Airbnb website, And it's one of those things, like, if you want to have a good experience, you have to book the really expensive places. And that we didn't know. So maybe if we knew that, we wouldn't have come here with so much hopes. Anyway, so in Tulum, it was a little bit better, but there's only actually one beach. You drive and there's like full of cars, and this is the low season, by the way. It's all full of cars. I don't know how bad it would be in the high season. I don't think we would
be able to park. And going
Very
there
crowded.
by bike is very far away from La Veleta. If you cannot stand in the heat, because you can get a heat stroke so easily if you're not used to it. You can't bike. My blood pressure is low, so biking in the heat to the beach where we were going, it would have
been impossible.
Yeah.
And we're here like in October, so maybe it's a bit warmer now than it would be in December.
I think
but
that, yeah.
right now it's really bad.
So you guys, if you're interested in coming here, just go to a resort.
Yeah, definitely. Do not do what we did. I mean, we came here with the hope that we can stay here 6 months. Maybe we can even buy a nice piece of land. We can have our own slice of paradise.
Yeah.
It was a hard reality shock, and we realized we're not going to stay here, and we're leaving at the end of the month. So this has been our experience in Mexico. We also had an experience like with a giant spider, which I'm gonna post like just as a separate video, like funny little video where we're dealing with this giant spider here. But if you're afraid of spiders, maybe don't consider coming here either.
Yeah, you can watch the entire video, cut video.
I'll post it right after this video, so you'll be able to watch it on this channel. I don't want to seem insensitive. Like, I know how hard it is for the people living in those houses. Like, I can't even imagine not having air conditioning in a climate like this. I understand why people want to come to America so bad.
There is more opportunities in countries that are more advanced. Of course, that's why they want to leave this country. That's all about it.
The only good thing of this vacation is that I got to get my teeth done.
Yes!
I needed 2 fillings in my upper wisdom teeth, and I got them done for a really good price. So
yes.
That was great.
That was great.
That's about it. That's our experience.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Thank
Learn
you.
from our mistakes, and we'll see you next time.
And thank you so much for all your comments, you guys. You're amazing. Thank you for supporting us. And
Bye.
So see you next time.